Oh, sorry. All right, welcome everybody to another episode. Another. Let me get my guys in here. Welcome to another episode of the Real Man to Man Lounge. This is a show where us men get together and we're going to talk about men stuff. So come on in, pull up a seat, grab you a cold beverage to sip on as we open up the Real Man to Man Lounge. Now, before I get started, man, though, I want to say that we here in the Real to Sports podcast and here in the Real Man to Man Lounge, we're no better than anybody. We're no better than anybody. This show is not to downgrade anybody. We're here to learn from each other and share each other's experiences, as men. So we're not better than anybody. So as we go throughout the show, I just want to let you know, the viewers know that again, we're better. We're not better than anybody. We're just going off of our experiences, as being a man. So all that being said, man, again, welcome to the lounge. Wall Street is in the building, man. I got Mr. VP. I got Q diggity dog up in here. Wall Street, man, this is your first. Come on, Wall Street. You there? Are you having internet problems? You know how that go, Mark.
Nah, I'm out that game, bro. I don't know how that go.
Oh, man. All right, man, let's get this show. Mark, I got to ask the question, bro. What the hell is you drinking? What are you drinking?
Come on, bro. You should know me by now, man.
Old fashioned.
Old number 7.
Old number 7.
Yes,
Old number 7.
Jack Daniels. That's the flagship. Yeah.
Yo, be careful with that. Be careful with that, man.
Mr. VP number 7, Jack Daniel. Let's go.
That's my go-to every time, bro.
Jack Daniel, let's go. For the VP. I already know what the OG want. Crown Apple, baby.
There we go, baby.
Yes, sir.
Cute. Hey. You ever had Crown Peach before?
I heard it's good.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah, I don't sell it around here. I think I don't sell it around here. I think you got to get it from someone.
Well, they sold in Greensboro. It's
damn it, I said
a year-round
Crown Apple
now.
for the OG.
Oh, it's selling in Greensboro? Okay.
You want on ice cube?
Yes, sir.
On ice, yeah. 2 cubes. 2 of them. Wall Street.
Yes, sir.
First time in the Real Man to Man Lounge, man. What you drinking?
Let me grab a Jameson, man. A Jameson.
The Jameson?
Yeah, Jameson on the rocks.
Hey, yo! Jameson on the rocks for Wall Street. Yeah, Jameson. Bring that to him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. All right, man. I'm gonna start this out, man. Again, man, we're no better than nobody. We're just regular guys, man. Just sharing our experiences, and we hope that you learn from what we got to share. But the first thing I want to talk about, man, is men. Of course, men, but I want to talk about men dressing on certain occasions. Oof. Like last Real Man to Man Lounge, I talked about grooming, and this stems from the grooming part of the situation. But I think young men and young men in general, I'm going to say we because I'm a man too, that we need to learn how to dress in different occasions. And let me use this for example. Don't go to a job interview with a throwback jersey on and some basketball shoes. I'm just saying. When you go to an interview, a job interview to be particular, I think that's the part where you need to dress your best, because what you're doing is you're showing, you're telling the job that you're wanting the job. Your dress and your attire speaks for itself. And it's going to tell you how intelligent you are, and can also tell you how ignorant you are. So, by that being said, man, I'm going to go to the VP on this one as far as dressing. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree with you on the whole. You want to maintain a certain professional appearance about yourself when you're going out for a job interview or something like that, because you're selling yourself to that company and trying to convince them, like, hey, this is somebody we need to have on our team and we need to give him a job. Outside of like the professional realm, me personally, I feel like as long as you look presentable and you're keeping yourself well maintained and your outfit is fresh, I think you can pretty much get away with almost anything depending on the occasion. Like, somebody like me, I can rock the business professional look with the button-down shirt, slacks, and shoes and all that, but I can also rock a graphic t-shirt, some black jeans, and some sneakers, you know what I mean? So it's just up to the person to be able to maintain a standard of excellence with both. It definitely starts, with the hygiene and the grooming. Always got to make sure your hair is cut, keep your nails and everything trimmed and looking good. So no matter what attire you have on, people know to take you seriously.
Exactly. It is a big I'm glad you said that, because it is a big sign to tell you, look, I'm gonna use this for example before I go to Wall Street. My uncle Wes, who was on the show in January of this year.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Uncle Wes down in Tampa. He always told me, man, you may not have a lot of money, but you can damn sure look like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you got to wear a suit and tie. I'm not saying that, but I think your clothes talks. It talks for you. It'll let you know, like, okay, if you wear regular clothes or whatever, it's gonna basically say, look, I don't give a shit about what I look like. I don't care. That's what it's telling you it's what it's telling the audience or the people that's in front of you, is telling them that. And like I said, I think it's just really important for us men to look more like we got some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like we really, really, really do. And it's so important nowadays in society. Us as men, y'all get my drift. That we look presentable in different occasions. You want to touch on that, Wall Street?
Yeah, definitely, man. When you Mark was saying about, and y'all was saying about coming in to fill out for job applications. Like, if y'all don't know, I manage a group home, so I interview a lot of people coming in that's applying for jobs, man. And you will be surprised how many brothers come in with basically those the Nike slides in, that you slide your feet in, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just showed poor decision making already. If you're making poor decisions like that in the interview process of what you're gonna wear, probably won't want to bring you on my team, to work from home.
Exactly.
So, and most communication is nonverbal, man. So your clothes speak for you. Speak for you before you even say anything. So there's nonverbal communication that's probably most of our communication is nonverbal. So
right, absolutely. And that's really big, because you interview a lot, so you see firsthand. Talking about that's crazy.
Yeah, man. They'll wear the basketball, the flight pants with the slide, like they're going to shoot the game of basketball, man. I'm like, whatever happened to some nice shoes, a button-down shirt. When you start talking business, I just didn't take you even seriously, because, like I said, most communication is nonverbal. So when they walk through the door and I'm looking at them, like, they may be the most smart person there is, but when you come and present yourself like that, it just shows lack of decision making to me.
Right. That's major.
Yeah,
that's major. That is major right there. OG.
I'm with Wall Street on that, and in particular, like speaking, when you're going for an interview on a job, you have to show some kind of professionalism in yourself. You don't have to wear a suit and tie to be a professional. You don't have to. You be a professional in your character. So, but give an example that I got hired through Trimark, and when I got hired through Trimark, I didn't take a drug test, and so because I came in a tie and a suit, and everybody else came on was telling me that they had to take a drug test. So I was like, well, I didn't take no drug test, so I got to thinking. I remember the way I was dressed. And when she seen the way I was dressed, she was like, well, I ain't no use to getting him in no drug test because he looked real professional, like he about his business.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, and that's the reason why I didn't get one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so, the fact that she's supposed to gave me one.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to give me one, not the fact that I was just, but everybody else made me look good. Everybody else would have came with a dressed, not like a tie, but with like a two-piece on and a collared shirt. If everybody else would have came like that, she would have gave me that. It's just the fact that I stood out from the crowd and everybody else didn't come like that. I was different. And so they say a man supposed to always have two suits. You never know when you go to a funeral. You never know when you might go to an event. Somebody might want you to go to an event. You just can't go to somebody's event that you're going to be around adult people and then you're dressed with the Michael Jordan jersey on and your Air Force Ones and your sagging pants. That's not a good look, my brother. It's okay if you want to hang out with the boys, you know what I'm saying, watch a game or shoot some ball or something, wash a car or something like that. But when you're going somewhere, when you're going to be around professional people, you want to look professional. You might not have to. You don't have to have a professional job, not a career job. I think as long as you're working, that's all that speaks. But you want to look professional as an adult. You don't have to be a lawyer or a doctor to wear a two-piece or a collared shirt. You don't have to be like. It just shows the maturity in you that you're on a certain level and you behave in a certain level. It don't look good for a person to be 45, 50 years old. You're going around people that dresses like that and you still stuck like you 19 and you 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
People got children that's dressed like that. And so, it's all about your thinking as a man. And you know what I'm saying? Like the Bible say, when I became a man, I put away childish things. So, if you look at yourself as being a man and being a professional, you just won't dress yourself as a teenage person or, you dress yourself as a professional adult because number one, it means a lot to you. Mm-hmm. Not to anybody else. It means a lot to you. First of all, that man in the mirror, it means a lot to you. And it means a lot that, you was raised for, to be the professional person or be the man that you're supposed to be. And so I think that carries a lot of volume. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to take it a step further than that,
mm-hmm.
The way I was raised, my parents were very big on presentation and how I look. And the thing that my mom and dad would always tell me is, even if you're just going out to the store, always dress professional because you never know who you're gonna meet, who's out there. People can see you. And like to give an example, right? One day I was going out to lunch with my mom, just randomly going over some Chinese food, and I happened to run into Reverend William Barber, who's like the head of the North Carolina NAACP. I got to shake his hand and talk to him for a little bit. And thankfully, even though I was in casual where I still looked presentable, like my hair was still cut, clothes were clean and pressed, and I had some nice shoes on, so I was able to approach him confidently and hold conversation with him for a little bit. You never know. You might be out and about at the store or whatever, and you might meet, somebody with a startup company that's in the field that you're trying to work in.
Yeah.
You got to get an elevator pitch. If you, in dirty clothes or some raggedy looking clothes, they might not take your conversation seriously, but if you still look presentable and you approach them with confidence, they're gonna feel like, oh, okay, this young man got something to him. Let me inquire about him further. So it's always good, no matter if you're going to work, job interview, or just going to the grocery store. Always make sure you look presentable and have some confidence with yourself.
Not along the job interview in the grocery store, but let's the real man in man lounge. We're gonna keep it real, man. That's how you get a woman.
Yeah.
Women love for a man to dress up. Women love for a man. Again, we go back to grooming. Last Real Man to Man Lounge episode. go back to grooming. And like a man keep their hair cut and shave and stuff like that. They women love it.
Mhm.
They love it. So when you go to approach a woman, you know what I'm saying, you come up, hey Charlotte, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? She like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. Like, but because I'm gonna tell you about women, and you may call them ghetto or whatever, but one thing about a woman, man, is they keep they majority of them, they keep they stuff together, man. Like the hair and they stuff like that. And I think, hey, in order to catch somebody like that, we gotta get with the program too.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I mean, real talk. Like, I mean, fellas out there that's watching, that's how you get a woman, bro. If you're gonna talk to a woman or you see that fine woman, bro, that's when you bring the most sophisticated, casual stuff that you have. Don't come to her with no, with a Allen Iverson jersey, with some Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to her like that, because she gonna look at you like, ooh.
Maybe on a second or third date.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like there's something like for the hours. Me, not even that, bro. Not even that. Like you gotta really, really get comfortable. Because as you said, you trying to win that woman over, and you better be bringing your very best. Because women nowadays are they into the casual. Now some is into the street stuff and all that, but most of the women that I seen out here, whatever, they with their guys, and the guys pretty casual, whatever. I just put it like this, man. Like the brothers is saying it today is the attire speaks. It lets you know who you are. You could be the dumbest person in the world, but if you looking good and you looking good, nobody will never see that. What you got?
I always say this, that I always say it on the women's side, but you can say it on the men's side too. There's only one type of person. There's only one type of woman that you bring in to meet your parents, and there's only one type of man they bring in to meet their parents. That's just it. I mean, otherwise than that, somebody like that, they're not going to take you to meet. You're probably going to never meet their parents.
Yeah,
you're probably going to never meet them. Yeah, that's like the golden thing. You want, anytime when you're out here and you're single, you're trying to court, and you're trying to be with a woman, be the kind of man that a woman will die to take you home to meet their parents. Be the kind of woman that a man would die to take you home that you would take home to see your parents. If it's not like that, you're wasting your time.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. You really are.
Yeah.
You're going in circles, and you're just getting the same type of woman. And you're wondering why.
Yeah.
Because you're not the type they're going to take home to meet their parents. Yeah. You're just going to get so far, and that's it.
Yeah. That's true. That is so true, man. It's a saying, man, if you can't hold a job, you change your line of work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Change up. What, to be honest with you, I had to change up. I was like 15, 16, man. A tie, what the hell is that? I'm not wearing that. I ain't going to church. That's just what the mindset, because that's all you see at church. But now as you get older, it's like, damn, okay. Let's start wearing this stuff. And then the girl's like, ooh, you look good. Ooh, I like them shoes. Ooh, I like that jacket. Ooh, I like that tie. Ooh. I start getting them. And guess what? I'm starting to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, okay. I had to change up. I had to grow up so I can change up. I had to grow up so I had to change up.
Like Dion said, you look good, you'll play good. And then he said, you'll feel good and they'll pay good.
And he said nothing but a word. He said it right there, bro. What you got, Wall Street?
Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. And another thing that I was thinking about was my daughter. I got two daughters, 6 and 9.
Oh,
and
get into that.
And I know in the 90s we wore baggy clothes and stuff, but these guys have gotten absolutely ridiculous with just having their whole behind out in the line and stuff. And my daughter,
you can say ass.
Yeah, whole ass out line, and I'm just like, I'm looking at my daughters like, yeah, I know, but it's just.
Yeah.
Oh, way too far.
Well, way too far. And you took words out of my mouth when I said, see, and it's a perfect example because you have 2 girls. So one day those girls are going to grow up. One day those girls are going to start dating. One day that they're going to bring their guy to you.
Yes.
Because you're the last wall of defense. You.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
and what you're going to do is you're going to look him up and down, check him out.
Mhm.
If he look like trash, you ain't going to agree with it.
And my daughters, they have them to a point where they already know not the certain guys don't even bring the daddy. I can't even bring this dude to I don't. So a certain type of dude they know not even bring in my house. You know what I mean?
I know that's right, man.
That's
I know
good.
that's right.
That's good.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm hoping they're that way. You know, you never know how
Yeah.
to turn out. But I'm hoping
Mr.
Oh, they're gonna
VP.
be that. Oh, they're gonna be that way.
Oh yeah,
They might have that type of dude, but he ain't gonna never come there.
he ain't coming there, bro.
Nah, he ain't coming there.
Hell no.
Nah, he ain't gonna bring him there.
Mr. VP, you work, not to get personal or anything, but you work in a technical environment. You know what I'm saying? Around some pretty technical type people. You get what I'm saying? You the only Raider that's silver and black in that group. You get what I'm saying? So you know what it is to, I ain't gonna say adapt, but you know what it is to keep situated. You know what I'm saying? Keep the storm calm. Yeah. So you could definitely speak on that.
It's not gonna lie to you, because like I've always been attracted to technology in the technical field, but it wasn't until I got my first internship when I came back from Oklahoma that I realized like, yo, the tech industry is a very not to get racial, but a very white, middle-aged, white dominated field. So as the only person of color in the case I'm in now, the only black man in my whole department, it's almost like a extra layer of pressure on me. Like not only do I got to perform, but how I how I present myself to these people, how I carry myself in the office building and everything goes a long way, because I could be the reason why they continue to hire people of color, or I could be the reason why I'm the last one. So when I go to work in the office, definitely got to make sure my outfit is in order, my shirts are nice and ironed, my slacks are looking good. I definitely do my best not to sag at all, because number one, my mom ain't believe in that. She's a firm believer in spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't need my mom on my case. But on top of that, just because like I feel like in this environment, I got to put on well for my people and the people that look like me. So I try to do everything I can to be professional, be polite, still show a little bit of my personality, but not be too outlandish where I feel like, all right, I'm making these people uncomfortable because I'm being too much of myself.
Exactly. So. Home run, deep right center field.
When I was working at Spectrum, and on our dress down days, I wouldn't really care as much. I'd pull up in the parking lot, blast my music, had a bass jumping. This job now, I gotta turn the radio down before I pull into the parking lot. You never know who's watching.
There you go, VP. There you go. You got the concept. Come on, OG. I got a feeling when he said something about those pants hanging down, I got a feeling that you finna bring it.
It's the most ridiculous things I ever seen in a male. First of all, why would you want your pants hanging down and you're around other males? I mean, I don't. I mean, it's not appropriate for you to be out and like Wall Street say, you got to respect people out here that's raising young girls to be young ladies. I mean, that's not what it's to see, but the respect factor is gone now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that they have poor upbringing or whatever. They probably know better than that, but they choose to do that. And I think that if you got proper upbringing, why do that? Why do that? Because you got to think about if you had a daughter. Would you want your daughter to date a young man that pants hanging down like this and hanging down like this, showing all this and showing all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because one day you might grow up, and then when you grow up and get out of that, and then you have a girl, and then she come home, and then bring a young man to your home wearing the same thing like you used to wear back in the day. You know, but, you know, you got to kind of, you can't just consider yourself. I know they got styles and all this stuff and fads and everything that people, you know, that went, because I had a certain fad, a certain style, but I wasn't out here trying to offend nobody or you know, disrespecting parents or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, there's ways that you can have a style without going to that extreme. You know, you go to a restaurant, you want to order some, you know, you go to a restaurant, you go to order some food. You don't want to see, last thing you want to see, you're trying to eat a young man with his pants hanging down to his knee. Come on, man. Don't nobody want to be on spoil my appetite, man. I seen you draw your things back there or something. Bro, I don't want to, bro, come on, bro. Why I want to see that, man? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, to me, I think, I'm just saying that I know they ain't gonna never do nothing like this, but I wish they would. If they do that to somebody, and a young man that was on the other side of the fence, just run up to him and just put something in him real quick. And then they turn around and say, "What you doing?" I say, "Man, I thought you wanted to do something. You had your pants down." I mean, I know they ain't gonna do it, but that would need to be happening. They'll stop it then.
God damn.
I mean, I know it sounds crazy, man, but you know, man, I mean, that don't make no sense, man. You leaving yourself open for stuff like that. I mean, but hey, if that was to happen, I wouldn't be mad it happened to him. It brought it on itself.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, I look at to wrap this part of the subject up. I look at those guys at Harlem. Remember that movie Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, they were sharp, bro. And they got all the women.
Yeah.
They got the women, bro. That's what it's about. I mean, they got the women. They Sugar, a successful guy. Sugar, he looked good. You know what I'm saying? Look at James Bond. James Bond had the suits. James Bond got the girls. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean,
women love that, man. They love that.
They love that, bro.
Somewhat counteracted though. Like I can't say for nobody else, but like for people my age and my generation, it was a good stretch of my life where the women it was the opposite. The women were actually wanted the dudes that were like sagging, you know, wearing Jordans and t-shirts and whatnot. That was the popular thing. Yeah. Well, I say the only reason I say it's changed in the circle that I keep, not even the thing no more, but I guess in general society it might be. But yeah, I noticed like when I was coming up, people older than me, that was the facade. Like you wanted to get you somebody that was dressing like 50 Cent or, you know, Lil Wayne, and then like, you know, sagging, you know, wearing the do-rag and all that good stuff. That was what women were attracted to. So dudes that wouldn't have normally done that started doing that because they were thinking, hey, that's what women want. I want women, so let me do what I got to do.
Right. Definitely. Like you say, man, it is we are walking billboards, and you know, just like what Street said. Street, you know, he interviewed people, and I'm like, I'm with Street, and like you want to join my squad looking like that? Nah, bruh. Like, nah, bruh. That is crazy. So again, man, young men out here, you may not have the necessarily high rank education, and you may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, and you may not have a lot of money in your pocket. But I guarantee you, man, that tie, those slacks, that button-up shirt can take you a long way. Even if you smoke weed, as you can see, Q-Dog got out of a drug test just because the way he looked. That's the way he looked. So
and it shocked me because all the guys was coming back talking about, you know, that they took a drug test, and I thought to myself, I said, well, I ain't take no drug test. What are they talking about? And every last one of them had to take one. And I thought about, so my mama went back, what made her not give me that drug test like they gave to them? And I said, oh, the way I was dressed. It had to be. Couldn't have been nothing different.
Yeah, it's the way it's just the way it is, man.
Yeah.
That is the way it is.
It's
Dressed to success.
To impress.
And to impress.
To impress too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. My next subject here, my next and last one. I got two today, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay, boy, this is a two-part one. But I really, and I know I'm gonna be cutting on some people that's watching this show, maybe now or later down the road. But I know this gonna cut. But it is what it be. Where Q go? He took off. But I think it is very, 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 very important that men support each other.
Yeah,
I really think that men, brothers, black, white, Hispanic, polka dot, plaid, whatever. I think it's just important for men to support each other, and it's two parts of that. I'm gonna give you the first example of the first part of what I'm saying. The first part is like if a brother is getting married or graduating from college or any special occasion involving him, be there for him.
Definitely.
Be there for him, because us men, we how can I say this? It's hard for us to kind of like let I'll show our feelings, talk about our feelings amongst other men. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for that. So, Q Dog just came in here, but what I was saying on my other part is, I think it is very important that men support each other. I think it's very, very important because, and I use the example, if a brother is getting married or he's graduating from college or he's any special occasion involving him, you need to be there for him. I mean, like I said, it shows. It just shows great character. It shows good friendship, man. It makes that man feel good, because it's like you could be nervous. You can be standing on the stage and you got to do a presentation and you're nervous, but you look over and you see your homeboy there. It kind of eases the tension off of him. Just you being there takes the load and the stress off of him. It's important. It sounds little, but it's important. It is really important. What you got, Wall Street?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. I think, us as men, a lot of times we got to put our ego to the side, we have real big egos. So sometimes you got to put your ego to the side, because what we don't do enough of, I think, especially with me and my friends, well, I'm trying to get, the older I get, the more you lose friends. As the older you get, you lose friends. So, you cherish the ones you have around. So just calling them, checking up on them, hey, man, everything good with you? How things been going with you this week? Yeah. Just little things that go a long way. Yeah. Sometimes they need a vent to you, but I think they do a lot more of that. And the example you gave about the marriage was funny, because I just got married this August. And,
congratulations, bro.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And a couple of my, close homies came too. I didn't have a very big wedding, but the people that really meant something to me were there. And it meant a lot to see my friends there. And they was able to tell you what impact you had on their life. So sometimes it's talk to men, because you never know what you mean to each other, man. It's hard.
Home run. Left center field. Yes, sir.
I mean? Yep.
Yes, sir. I like that. I like what you said about that. I like what you said about it. I think Bob Marley got a saying something about, it's not about money, what a man has, but if you can affect people, your positivity can affect people around you. That's most important. That's most important. Most important. Like I say, marriages, graduations. If somebody graduating or getting married or any just occasion, man, birthday party.
Yeah.
Be there. What you got, young Mark?
I can't really put into words, but I'm gonna try, like, how much it means just to have the support of your friends. One of the greatest relationships we can have in our life as men is having a brotherhood with at least one other guy, because it's like almost like having somebody that knows what it is you go through on a daily basis. They know how hard it is to be a man out here in the world, and just having that support is like the one place, right, all right, I can take a load off of my shoulders and decompress and not feel the pressure to be perfect all the time that the world puts on a man out here, and it means a lot. And then two, just being around a group of people where you can express yourself, be vulnerable with, get advice from, get that emotional support from means a lot, because with a lot of people, that's what keeps them going on a regular basis. So really, it's really hard to put into words just how much it means to a man to have a fellow man support him and to be there for him and provide for him. So it means a lot.
Absolutely it does. OG.
I think it's almost imperative that you build a relationship with your fellow brothers like that, because you never know what position you might be in. And so everybody needs some help sometime, or needs some kind of support, something that might be down and low. You can call on somebody and give you support, congratulate you when you reach accomplishment or anything, or support you with kind words or anything. And the worst relationships you could have is that a lot of brothers are here, if they're not benefiting, they don't want to be a part of it, which is a sad thing.
That's true.
And to me, that, and then a lot of them, you go up to the next step, then you have friends that people that you call on so-called friend, that you're there for them, but they're never there for you.
Yeah.
So when you run across this in life, it's just not the way it's supposed to be. I mean, we come a long way since being over here from Africa, and so I think we I look at it like it's just nothing I wouldn't do for anybody that was serious about what they want to do in their life and anything they want to do. I'm from the old school. My word is my bond. If I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. You ain't got to worry about it. It's set in stone. I'm going to do it. I believe a man that you're measured by your word. I was taught that. And so I try to help anybody, anything. Aaron, you prime example. Wall Street, you didn't know this, but I graduated in May with a science degree. And Aaron came to see me graduate, stood in a long line, but he came to see me graduate. And I appreciate him for doing that. Didn't have to do it. But he gave me his word that he was going to do it. Mm-hmm. He said, just give me the time and place. I'm going to be there. And the line was real long, and it was hot outside. But that man stood in there, told his wife, whatever you cook for me, put it in the microwave, I'm going to get it. But I promised this man that I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there. And that meant something to me. A lot of brothers not going to carry their promise out like that. They figure like it's something, they gave their word, but it's something they got to go through. Mm-hmm. And they stand in line. Nah, it's too much hot out there. Oh, it's too this. They didn't look at they gave their word. They're not worried about their word. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it should mean something. It's a measurement of a man, of a true man. And so we all go through things in life, this thing called life, the journey of life, where we're going to need somebody sometime, because what position we might be in, so you ought to be willing to help the fellow man just as much as you can, as much as you want that fellow man to help you. It's not all about you yourself. It's not all about you. It's all about helping the next man. And that's feel right. That you ask yourself sometime as a man, what have you done for somebody? If you can't name one thing, you got a problem. You got a problem. You got a major problem. You can't name one thing that you ever done for somebody. Just name one thing. And if you can't name it, bro, you got soul searching to do, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Because that's not the way life is supposed to be. That's not the way we're supposed to be as men.
That's right.
And I was raised from some real hardcore stone men, like rock, like solid men. Men are not solid like that no more. They're not. It should be a time when men were men, bro. Men just so passive. They don't stand for anything. They just do anything out of the characteristics of being a man.
Yeah.
We don't stand up for nothing no more. And so we got to get back to that. Mm. And once we get back to that, we'll be okay. But we got to get back to that foundation. Yeah, makes us a man, but we got to definitely start looking out for one another.
You said so true, OG. So true. That's true. And he took the words out of my mouth because I was going to use that. I don't toot my own horn, but I use that for example because I mean he graduated from college and he told me months of that the graduation. I knew I wasn't going to forget. I mean I knew I was going to forget it. I knew that I wasn't going to remember the date, but I told him I said just remind me because I'm gonna be there. Because my thing, my dad, God bless his soul, man. My dad, man, he always said be somebody's friend. That's what he said. So if I'm Q's friend, I think it's obligated for me to be there for him.
Definitely.
I think it's obligated because this is a big moment in his life.
That's right.
It's a big moment in his life. And I think that I need to be there. And again, the example, he was at Forsyth Tech. It was over there by Wake Forest. And that line was wrapped around the parking lot twice, all the way by Wake Forest football field.
Woo!
And I said, oh my God, look at this line. And I just got off work. I worked 12 hours and I just got off work. And my wife said, you sure you gonna go? I said, yeah. I said, I told this man would be here.
That's right.
I said, and she cooked chicken. I said, just put my plate in the microwave. I'm gonna be home late. I'm just gonna stand out. I'm gonna stand out here.
Yeah.
Because I told that man I would be there. Now imagine if I didn't. He would have felt some type of way.
Yeah.
He would have felt some type of way. He was like, hey, Big A, I thought you told me you was gonna be there, bro.
He might not have said nothing to you, but he might have felt the way about it.
He would have felt it. And
Yeah.
I would have felt, if I was a real friend,
Yeah.
I would have felt it because I ain't show up like I supposed to do. But I showed up, bro. Thank God the line moved fast. I got in there. I told my wife, I said, I'm in. She said, good. I said, I seen that man walk across that stage. That man got that diploma. I seen it and I was out. I seen what I saw, but I was there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was there to see him, to support him. He couldn't see me, but I was there to support him as a friend. That's what we got to do. I think I lead the league in getting flaked on.
So, yeah.
I do. Even with this show, I got to keep it real. I got to keep it real with this show. Oh, I done had hundreds of cats. Hey, host, you gonna put me on the show? Yeah, bro, I got you. Showtime. Where they at? Yeah. Where they at? As you can see last week, it was just me and Mark.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I lead the league and getting flaked on. I got the record. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, bro. Like you said, we got to do is, man, we got to do what we say we gonna do.
Yeah, we
You
gotta do.
come hell and high water. And if you ain't able to do what you say you're gonna do, at least let that person know. Excuse me, ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
It'll soften the blow for sure.
Hell yeah, that exactly. Then that way I'll be like, okay, cool. But if I, show is 1:00, goddamn, don't tell me at 12:57, hey, I can't do it. What? The fuck you mean? Like that pisses me off, man, because it's like that, man, that pisses me off to the fullest. And Mark, no, me and Mark have been, man, we have been flaked on, bro. Yeah. We have been flaked on, bro. And I mean, like I said, it goes back to just being a man and saying what you're gonna say and just being there for a person. Just being there for a person, man. I mean, it's very, very, very important. My second part of the emotional is the emotional part, like you guys were saying. Emotional part, being there when we're having a tough time mentally, not being judgmental or making fun of the person, or if you don't, even if you don't have the answer, it's okay just to be quiet and just listen. It's okay. Listening still is what my grandma used to call it. Listening still, meaning listening but being still. Listening still. It's okay. It's okay for that. It's very hard for a man to express how he feel, man, especially when you're going through some sad times. Because us men, we got egos, so it shows weakness in a way. Like I mean, it just shows weakness. We talk about our feelings. That's what women do, and we don't want to look weak in front of our children or our wives or girlfriends or anybody or any female. So again, I'm gonna use this example with Q. Okay, Q one time, Q was at A&T State University, and boy, he had this evil teacher. professor. And boy,
Mhm.
and I know Q for a very long time.
Mhm.
And I never seen Q ever get rattled like that. And Q was
Mhm.
beyond upset. I never in
Mhm.
my life, out of all my years knowing that man, I never seen him get upset like this ever. And he told me, he told me one sentence. He said, Big A, I need you to talk. I need to talk to you today. I need you today. And I'm a truck driver, and I pulled over. And I pulled over on the side of the road, bro. And I talked to that man, and he was going through to the
Mhm.
point where like violence was in this man's head and heart. Like he was in a fix. But as
Yeah.
a friend, man, I got to pull over. I pulled over. I said, let me talk to bro, man, because I ain't never seen him like this. So that's why I said we got to be, emotional, even with the emotion. I think Wall Street hit it too. When his wedding. The guys that's been there. That's an emotional thing, man. That's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
What you got, VP?
You talk about emotions and needing an event with people. Ever since I came on the show, I've been a very big advocate for mental health,
Facts.
especially among our community and for us as men. I have mental health issues myself. It's something that I deal with on a regular basis. And I can't lie to you. There have been many times like my mental health was in the absolute dumps, and I was struggling to keep going. But literally having the support of the host and the support of the brothers on the podcast and in the group, I was able to keep going. There have been some very, very dark days in my life since I've been on the show, and just being around people to take my mind off of that, where I can be open and honest about struggling with mental health and the perception of it in the real world, and just advocating for other people to invest in their mental health. Being able to do that was enough to kind of get me through my storm and to keep me here. And I appreciate the host and everybody that's been a part of the podcast for allowing me to do that. So it means a lot. Like you just being nice to a person, giving them words of encouragement, or just listening to them, like quite literally, you have no idea how far that can take somebody or how much that can mean to somebody. It literally it can be the difference between, not to get too graphic, but that could be the difference between somebody continuing to be on this earth or them deciding this ain't the place for me no more. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You totally right with that, Mark. And I'm glad you brought up that mental health thing, because when you first said it, man, I don't think anybody judged you. No, that's not our job. That's not our job. Whatever we can do to help, that's the thing. Whatever we can do to help. But nobody said, "Oh, Mark, he crazy." See, that's why people think that mental health is being crazy. No, it's not that. No. Support it. If you don't know about it, support it. Just support it anyway.
Yeah.
Ask questions, but just support them anyway. Just support them anyway. And Mark has said a couple of times that, the podcast, that's what the podcast is about. That's why I created it. That's why I created the Real Man to Man Lounge. For times like this, when you're going through hard times or you don't know what to do, you just need a laugh or anything like that. Because as men, man, we go through. I told my wife, you don't understand the things we go through as a man. Y'all don't understand. Y'all women don't understand, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. Now, granted, women got their pains, their menstruals, and all. Listen, that ain't nothing compared to the stress and the load that we have, especially being that type of man out here in the world. And it's hard, bro. It is very hard mentally, and then have to go to work and deal with the bull at work. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. Very, 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 very tough. But go ahead, Wall Street. I'm talking too much. Go ahead, Wall Street.
Definitely, man. There's no days off for being a man or a woman for that aspect, but there's really no days off for being a man.
Right.
It's always good. You never know what's going on.
Facts.
To reach out to people and just to reach out to see how they. I have a couple of friends that I check in with, and if I don't check in with them, man, they will blow my phone up until they will even call. They will even call family members and say, "Hey, have you heard from Wallace? What's going on?" You know. So you need those type of friends in your life that
I know what you mean, bro.
if I'm not picking and they don't go long because a lot of men don't check on each other. That's why you hear a lot of men like suicide rate. Like who talking about suicide?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't find out the man is dead until not for weeks and go to his house and then they've been dead for weeks in his home because us men don't check up on each other as much as we should. You know, as much as we should, especially as single men that lives by himself and maybe not living with with your wife or your kids, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You really need to check in with them, and the older you get, the more you need to check in. Even more people leaving here very quickly, man. Young ages.
Very true.
You really need to check in with your loved ones and see how they're doing.
True. Universe said we're not taught that as young men. I'm coming, Q. We're not taught that as young men. That's why we had to bring these younger men into conversation. I really wish that I can get some young audience up in here. Yeah. The demographic is right now between 18 and 24 as far as the age-wise in the viewer. So, but I really wish, man. I really wish. He also says that strong move for a podcast, good open conversation about emotions, mental health, and for men. Exactly. That's why I created it, man, because this is something besides sports. Sports brings men together, but this is food for men. This is it right here. Go ahead, OG.
I know y'all remember the movie John Q with Denzel Washington, and when should have been a classic movie. You remember when his son needed a heart, and so they was going around, and his insurance wouldn't have paid for this, and they were trying to go to these different collection days and come up with the money and all this and that. And you remember when Lisa O'Neill, they was at the house, and she had got frustrated, and she yelled at him. She said, "Do something." Yeah, he just had that stone look on his face.
Yeah.
And that moment right there, I knew right then, that's how, man, that's real pressure right there.
Pressure.
That's pressure. That pressure right there. And it'll bust him or gonna turn him to a dime. And he just said, F this. He went locked down a hospital. just because his wife, he the last line of defense. As a man. His wife said, I don't care what they talking about. She said, you do something.
That's facts.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I went to that extreme, but I understood.
I understand.
I understand. Yeah.
Pressure.
That's pressure. As a man. And that's what you're talking about. Women understand, that us being men, we especially I know like married men, and stuff like that, man, y'all stay under constant pressure because I know things need to be done and the wife help out, wife help out here and there and kid, whatever. But at the end of the day, who it falls on?
Us.
There you go. Y'all, and who is gonna look bad on if y'all fail?
Yeah, us.
Okay, that means that y'all under constant pressure. My hat's off to you, married men. I appreciate everything that you do, bro. I really do, bro. I swear my hat is off to you. I pray for you every day, man. But I'm telling you, bro, I got respect for married men. I swear I do, bro. Y'all something special, man.
Very special.
Y'all something special, bro. I tell you.
Look, not to toot my own horn, but let me add something with that, Q. Not to toot my own horn. I'm telling you, I learned from my dad. Love you, Dad. Okay, but this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. So my AC went out. I got 2-story house. My AC went out. He said, the OG, wow, but he telling the truth. OG, wow, but he telling the truth. That's facts. That's facts. That's cute, dog. But anyway, my AC went out. Long story short, my AC went out. So my wife looking at me like, what are we going to do? Now, it's hot outside. It's like 90 degrees in my house. My son at the time was like maybe 2 years old. So he's still a baby. Damn, my AC out. They can't come fix it for a couple of days. It's burning up in here. So what I did, I had to think. I couldn't bitch and complain.
Right.
I couldn't. I couldn't.
Right.
I swear to I never lied to you. I promise y'all. Listen to me. Inside, I was bitching. God damn, this and this and that. God damn that. But what I learned from my dad was, all right, let me go. Like, and my grandma listening still. So I went, sat down, thought about it. Let me calm down. Because I'm the leader. I'm the man. I'm the leader. So I gotta calm down.
There you go.
So I got me saying, let me calm down. Sitting there, I'm thinking, damn, okay. So what I'm gonna do first thing in the morning, I'm gonna get up, go to Walmart. I went to Walmart. Bam! As soon as they open, soon as that damn door, you know how the door, soon as they unlock that thing, I was there. Went straight in the back, bam, bam. I ran out of there with a stack of fans. I got about 4 or 5 fans. I ain't care how much it costs. I ain't give a shit. Just whatever. Ran back. I had a fan upstairs. I had 2 fans downstairs. And then I had a humidifier for my son because his nose bleed when it get hot. Okay. So I made sure. So we all, because I say upstairs, downstairs, we all know heat rises. Okay. So nobody slept upstairs because all the rooms is upstairs. So what it is, we slept downstairs. I got an air mattress. I bought an air mattress. I made sure I got them comfortable. Open up the windows. But only thing about it, my backyard is dark. It's really dark back there. I turned the light on. I had the fans. I had the humidifier. I put my wife in front of the fans, whatever. You know what I did? I let them. My wife, she was like, "You gonna come to bed?" I said, "No, I'm good." And I set up just like this, like I was Jesse James the whole time. And I set up. And I didn't sleep that night, bro. Because I had to make sure that they was cool. And I kept looking at the house thermometer. And it was at 92. And I kept looking at it. And it would drop to 87. And then it'll drop to 85. And it'll drop to 77. Yeah. Okay. Now I can chill. And I know they sleep. So they chilling. See what I'm saying? I'm sweating balls. I'm hot. I'm sweating balls. But they taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm taken care of. That's how it is, man. I walk around the house, they sleeping. I'm wide open, but I gotta stay up because my windows is open. And you know how it is. Now you gotta, you know, the world is crazy. But anyway, long story short, I had to do what I had to do. I had to do what I had to do, man, to take care of wife, son, make sure, you know, everybody was okay. And that's us as men. Pressure.
Yeah. Pressure be on, bro. It be on.
Pressure. Mark, you ain't got kids. Mark, you ain't got kids. But I tell you what, though, it's pressure on you still because you're the son.
Yeah. It's pressure on me because I always had the mentality, I guess it was just the way I was raised, where like when push comes to shove, I want to be able to rely on myself. I don't want to have to go through day to day having to rely on, well, can I ask this person for this amount or this person for this or anything like that. Like I just wanted to be able to get it out of the mud myself. Yeah. So there's pressure in that where like I'm the only child. Yeah. Can't really go to my parents for, you know, help with the big bills like that. So I'm by myself. So it's on me. I got to make sure, you know, I got steady income coming in because the only person that can pay these bills in this apartment is me. Only person putting gas in the car and getting repairs on it is myself. Right. So it teaches you responsibility and accountability. Like, you know, there's some things you want. Like you really might want them Jordans. You really might want that new 2K as soon as it drops, but you need power. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay the rent. You got to have somewhere to stay. So
yes, sir. You know what, Mark? I applaud you. I applaud you big time because when you left Spectrum, I knew when you left that job, I knew you was frustrated with them, and I knew that. And you basically went out in the world butt naked. And you didn't have a job for a while, but you kept looking until you got this one. You didn't stop, is what I'm saying. You had integrity. Pressure was on you because it was on you because you was just by yourself, but you did it.
Good job. It's like, you know, I couldn't go back home. I can't go back and stay with mom and dad if I get kicked out of here for not being able to pay the bills. So when I left, I made a lot of sacrifices, couldn't do a lot of stuff for a little while, but got through it. Made sure all my bills were paid up. and just made it through. And it's real easy, like, to be in your early to mid 20s and want to live life to the fullest and just say YOLO with it. But at the same time, you got to make sure that your house is in order, so that way down the line, when you get on, keep living. As my parents say, just keep on living. When you get down the road, you can still enjoy a nice high quality of life, and you're not working yourself to death, way on down the road. So
absolutely,
sacrifice had to be made, and responsibility had to be taken, but you got it done.
That's it, man. I'm telling you, that's it, man. Anybody got anything else for me? Close it out.
Good.
Shout out to you too, Q Dog, because man, I'm telling you, bro, you work 2 jobs, and you all ever since I know you always work 2 jobs. So, but you always say I got to get that paper. I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm a loner. You know what I'm saying? And so I had kids to raise at a certain time, and they're 33 and 35, and they're grown. So, but I'm still by myself, so I still got to do things. And the only person I know that can do it, can't nobody do it like me.
Yes, that's
so,
right.
And went to school, and got a college degree in biotechnology, and
Let's go.
went to school for 5 years.
Yes,
and
sir.
so you can do anything. It
Yes,
don't matter
sir.
what, if you do anything that you can set your mind to, and there's God in it. If there's God in it, can't nobody do nothing about it. It's going down.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's right.
I'm living proof of that.
Yes, sir. And even Wall Street, man, you got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Pressure.
God bless you, my brother.
Them girls is looking at you.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy,
Yeah.
my heart's out to you, boy.
Yes, sir.
I have 1. You got 2. Woo!
Yeah. And the white
It's all right.
pressure on me. Yep. This bust pipe so it can make you a diamond. So hopefully
Facts.
it can make you a diamond.
Right.
I'm hoping,
Yeah, they're gonna make you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's it, man. Well, hey, man, that's all I have for the lounge today, man. That's all I have. We don't want to drown y'all out, man, because we had a really good show. The Real to Sports talk show, man. Y'all go back and check that out, man. That was a fun show, man. I have a shout out and a major announcement to make. So y'all just bear with me real quick. The shout out is I want to say happy birthday to the Real to Sports group. Happy birthday to the Real to Sports group, man. 2 years ago to this date, I created a sports group that started on Facebook Messenger, and it grew over into Facebook, man. And I think we have 46 members now, and we're continuing to grow, man. So, by the way, if you don't know what the Real to Sports group is, it is a sports group that we have on Facebook. Some of the most charismatic fans is in that group, talking sports 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can come debate, talk shit, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Just be respectful. Just be respectful when you do it. Just be respectful when you do it. Or you will be removed. But make sure y'all come check that out, man, on Facebook, the Real Sports Group, man. Happy birthday to the group. Happy birthday. This is the second year with that. Now, I have a major announcement to make. Again, bear with me real quick, man. The group has turned 2 years old, and it is making some positive moves. So by that being said, man, I am officially giving young Mark full reign over the Real Sports group.
All right. Congratulations there, Mark. Congratulations, my brother.
I am giving him. He still work for me now. I still can fire him now. But he still. I give him full reins over it, and that's been my guy for a whole year. Ever since I started this podcast, he has earned it, and he has been with me again a whole year. He's always been there when I need him. He always supported me and the group and the podcast. His hard work and his faithfulness is paid off. So I give you, ladies and gentlemen, the new president of the Real to Sports Group, man, and this young Mark.
Appreciate it.
All right.
President.
Congratulations,
I'm
my
lost for
brother.
words.
Yes, sir. You done it, man. Big ups to you. You earned it.
Appreciate it.
You earned it, bro. You earned it. Mr. President, what you got to say?
Oh man, appreciate it, host, and I hope I can live up to the standard you've set and continue to take the Real to Sports Group in the right direction. We're definitely making progress, and a lot of great things are happening, and hope we can keep that successful train moving. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You deserve it. Everybody in the group, they love you. They respect you. When I made you VP, everybody was just excited. And everybody, and I talked to the OG, senior advisor, matter of fact, and I told the OG about it. And I said, I'm thinking about making Mark. When I made you VP, I said, I'm thinking about making Mark the VP, man. And he said, you know what? That's a good decision. It's a good decision. So, ball's in your court, man. I'm stepping back. I'm there, but I'm stepping back. So, I'm moving on to other things, baby. Trying to take this podcast to, another level, man, as we go another level. You see, we got
Appreciate it.
another level, man. So that's what we're doing, man. We're going to another level in 2023. I got a great squad. I got T-Rock. He's only permanent. And I got my man, Wall Street, man. Wall Street is a breath of fresh air. You understand? This dude is a breath of fresh air. I'll try to tell you, man. Recruited by the OG, matter of fact, the MVP. Recruited by him. So before we get out of here, man, Wall Street, you got something to say to old Mark?
Well, Mark, I just want to say congratulations, man. I like the energy you bring. You always well informed. The people that I have watching the podcast, they said that about you. My little sister said you well informed. So just keep on doing it, keep on putting in that work, man. And my mom always say, hard work pays off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you.
OG.
Well, Mark, congratulations, my brother. I've been with you for a little while on here, and I tell you, man, I couldn't pick no better candidate. And I'm glad that you're new to president. I want to thank the old president for bringing me on. And I know you got to ride off into the sunset, but you'll never be forgotten as the one that got me on here. And so, congratulations again, Mark, and I'm sure you'll do well.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Sir. No doubt, man. That's how we like to end things, on a positive note, man. That's our show for today, man. As always, 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 always. Thank you for watching. Check us out Tuesday at 7 p.m., man. Our Tuesday night show, the Tuesday Night Delight. It's called Sports to Talk About. Don't forget to come check us out, man. We will have the reviews from week 14. We'll talk about the games that occurred on Sunday. We're going to talk about those on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And Wall Street to be there. Wall Street to be there, man. Hopefully T-Rock will be there too. We're going to have a real crowded show on Tuesday, man. That's going to be what's up. We might have to go a little overtime for y'all too, man. But yeah, that's what's up, man. We'll definitely be in the building. And Wednesday, we got Talk to 'em Wrestling. We're going to, for a whole hour, man, we're going to sit and talk about pro wrestling on Wednesday. So Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Turn on that bell for all the notifications, and YouTube will remind you that the Real to Sports podcast is on air, live and in color. Thank you guys for watching, man. We appreciate y'all. And from the Real Man Lounge, we will see you guys Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on YouTube.